everyone, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to talk about goals. I love setting goals. Honestly, this is one of my favorite videos to make because it just makes me feel very productive. Today, I'm going to be sharing some of my goals that I've set for 2022. I will be going over 2021 and just like a recap of the whole year, everything I accomplished, the goals, the ones I failed, the ones I accomplished. But right now, I just want to go over what I plan to achieve in 2022. First, let's talk about reading goals. So for the past 2 years, I have been participating in Books and Lala's Buzzwordathon challenge. It's where every month of the year you have a different prompt and you just need to make sure you're reading at least one book in that month that has that prompt in it, whatever it may be. I've actually almost completed the challenge for this year. My book that I am reading right now is going to complete December, so I'm really excited to finish 2021. And with 2022, I want to do it again because it's super fun. I don't like to set a ton of reading goals. Actually, that is kind of a trend with my reading goals. I only set myself 3. Last year, I set myself 6, and every year it's like I take it down more and more because I just want to make sure I'm reading and having fun, because that is my one thing I kind of do for myself. Since this is the one like real challenge I give myself, I want to make sure I do it. I said that was the real challenge, but actually my next reading goal is the most difficult one. So I've talked about this before, it's very confusing, but on my Goodreads TBR, I try to read every book that I have on there within 3 years. If I have not read it by the time 3 years is up, it either needs to be taken off the list or read immediately. So what that means is that all of the books that I added to my Goodreads TBR in 2019 need to be read or deleted. I think that leaves me with around 22 books that I gotta get to this year off of that list. The great thing is a majority of them are thrillers, and thrillers I can get through really quickly. So I'm not too worried about it, but this year when I did all of the 2018 reads, I only had a total of 13. So it was a lot easier to get through than the 22 I think I have now, which is better than the ones I added in 2020 because there's like 40. It's fine. I just get a little trigger happy sometimes with Goodreads. I'm like, oh, I want to read that. I want to read that. And my last goal for reading is that I want to read at least 60 books. This year I kind of overshot how many books I thought I'd be reading. I read over 100 books last year, so I was like, oh, I can do that again easily, right? No, I was not an author last year and I didn't have, you know, like a career with it and all the things that go with it. So I vastly overestimated how much I could read this year. I am in the mid 60s right now. If I hit 60 this year, I should be able to hit 60 next year too. And that's it. That is all of the reading goals I am making for myself. I just want to enjoy my reading. And I feel like even with the goals that I had this year, there were times that I was just like, oh, I have to read this book because it has to help me finish this goal. And it's just kind of like, you're doing this for fun. You have other goals that are like, you know, life goals, fitness goals, work-related goals. Why not just enjoy your reading? All right, moving on to writing. I have quite a few actually, and mainly because it is my debut year next year. I have a book coming out with Scholastic next fall. Still can't believe it. But there's a lot of things I need to do in preparation. The first thing is I need to get an author website, because that's the thing you do. I've just been kind of putting it off because I know you have to pay for a insert fancy technology term to have a website. So I just have been putting it off because I'm like, why would I pay for a website now when no one's gonna come to it? So I'm just gonna wait until it's debut year and then I'll get it all together and I guess put all my links and pictures of my face and links where you can buy my book when I get those, and yeah, then I'll have a website. I also want to make a new email account just for like professional businessy stuff, because right now my email is a mix of everything and I passionately hate that. And then I also want to get an author Goodreads account, so that way when my book shows up on Goodreads, it'll be linked with my author Goodreads account. And so then I don't know what that does, but it sounds like something I need to do because I think everyone else has one of those. So no, it's good because that way if you like read one of my books, say you read The Glass Witch and you're like, oh, I want to see what else this author has to offer, you can click on my link under the book and then it'll take you to all my other books. I would say that my next writing goal is to complete The Odd Book, which is the middle grade book that I'm slogging through right now. But that's not really going to be a goal because I have to do that. Like I can't fail at it. So is it really even worth putting on the list? I'm like contractually obligated to get that done. So that's not going on my goals, but it is something that I definitely have to do. One thing I would like to do though is I would like to finish the second draft of Project Pyro, which was my YA thriller. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to do this. I really feel like with how difficult, how much of a problem child Tobe is being, that it's gonna take up most of the year next year, and I might be only able to work on Project Pyro in between drafts or when I'm waiting for feedback and whatnot, or more towards the end of the year, because Tobe does have to be completely like turned into copy edits by September 1st, so at least after September, one way or another, we'll know it. I'll have time for Project Pyro. And this one is a little bit more lofty, but I would like to start a new draft of a new book. I don't know if that's gonna be like my middle grade option, or if I wanna go ahead and write what I'm calling right now, placeholder title, Crimson Girls, which is my YA Gothic. I'm not really sure. We're gonna wait, we're gonna see how the year goes. And yeah, but see, I've never done a real NaNoWriMo, and I kind of would like to try. Like, I know I'm probably not gonna be able to hit 50,000 words in a month, but it would be fun in November to actually, if everything lined up correctly, I could actually try. And then two more goals kind of related to the Glass Witch. I would like to plan a mini book tour. Like, even if it's only to 2 places or 1 place, that's not really a tour. 2 places is a tour. I would like to do that. I don't know if that's something that my publisher is gonna orchestrate. We'll get there when we get there. But if not, I want to do something. I would like to go back to my old elementary school, maybe my old middle school, at least those 2 places, if not more, around the area, and just kind of reach out to the schools. It makes me nervous. I'm like scratching. I'm like, ah. But I think that that would be so awesome and so important and like very special for me, and hopefully like really cool for the kids to see like, oh my gosh, like she went here and she wrote a book. And the last thing I want to do is I want to have a launch party. I don't even really know what a launch party is, but I want to have one. Even if it's just like my friends and family, even if we're just celebrating the day the book comes out, like we rent out a little room at a restaurant or something, or I don't know, just do something fun, do something themed with the book. If I could get like a bookstore or something, or like an indie bookstore locally around here to host, and I can do like a, I don't even know, like a meet and greet. Is that what real authors do? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Also, I could probably do like a virtual launch too with you guys, so that way we could all like hang out. I don't know, like if you guys haven't figured out, I have no idea what I'm doing. Thankfully, I have a wonderful publisher who is going to guide me through this entire experience, because right now I'm just like a lost puppy. Okay, and then let's talk about some life stuff. I want to complete 2 workout programs. I subscribe to a workout app on my TV and I love it very much, and I try to keep up with all of the workouts, some of the new ones coming out and stuff. I really love it. I love the feeling of like completing a workout on the checklist, and then like completing a month, and then completing a program. It just like gives me all of the serotonin. Probably also, and moving my body gives me serotonin, but like mainly the goal, checkboxing. I also do workout programs with Lainey, Ginger Reads Lainey, because it's just really great to have a workout buddy and like an accountability buddy to keep you going. And I need that some days, because some days I don't feel like working out, and she's like, nope, we gotta work out today. Next, I want to unhaul and declutter so much stuff. One of the greatest joys in life for me is getting rid of things. I love unhauling. Another boost of serotonin. It's right off camera, right over here, but I have about 6 trash bags full of good quality clothing that I have meant to donate for like 18 months now. Also in the dining room, which kind of like doubles as my office, I have a bookshelf where I keep all of my writing books, my crafty, plannery stuff. That needs to be cleaned out and organized astronomically. And just in general, closets, dressers, things like that, because we live in a 750 square foot apartment. It's very tiny, and we outgrew this place about 5 years ago. So if I don't unhaul every year, I basically become like the troll that lives under a nasty bridge. Like I'm basically a hobgoblin. And the last lifestyle goal that I'm really excited about actually is that I want to level up in my herbalism, whether that is taking a class, getting some new books, watching some educational videos or something, or just even like trying out new potions, like little things to create. I really want to level up. It's something I'm super passionate about. I love making something that heals my body and things that where I can actually like physically see progress in myself, whether it's like a cold remedy, a shampoo, a face spray, anything like that. I love doing that, and I love giving my little potions, I call them, to other people to heal them. It just like makes me feel like your grandma garden witch. But I definitely want to branch out. I want to start making more things. I've never made a tincture. I've wanted to do that for a while. Just like, you know, it's basically like a spoonful of medicine you take. I want to work with honey more. I really love honey. Honey has so many great medicinal purposes that I just feel like it's a shame I don't work with it more, especially with like local honey. There's so many apiaries around here that I want to do more stuff with it. I also kind of one day want to be an apiarist, but that's a video for another day, I guess. All right, now I'm gonna transition into talking about dreams. The reason I separate the two is because goals are something that I can make an action plan to achieve. Dreams are things that like are completely out of my control, but I would love to have happen. So I don't want to put pressure on myself with the things in this category saying I will achieve this when there's literally nothing I can do to achieve it. So there's too many outside extraneous factors that go into it. So I still want to achieve these things, but it's like gonna be a crossing fingers, manifesting, hoping, wishing, praying type thing. Number one, I always have this on my dreams list every single year. We're not gonna talk about it, but I wanna get rid of my migraines. Please have a miracle. I would like to be on sub with Project Pyro, which is basically meaning that my agent is gonna try to shop my book to publishing houses to see if they'll buy it. That's a dream because I feel like there are so many other factors that go into that, specifically with how the odd book, the second book in my contract, works right now. All of that stuff has to be taken care of before I have time to even work enough on Project Pyro to get it to the place where it could go on sub. I don't really know if it's gonna happen this year. If not, that's okay. Because one day I would like to be the author that has 2 books coming out a year in like different age categories. That would be really cool. That might be overwhelming, but that's why it's on the dream category. We'll see. Next, I want to go on a writing retreat. This is a dream because of the pandemic. We'll see how that goes. And then I have a lot of dreams specifically for The Glass Witch because it is my debut year. The first one is that I would love to get a starred review. Booklist, Kirkus, whoever else. It's really good for your book if you get one. It means more schools and libraries are probably gonna order it. It's probably gonna sometimes make other lists. It's gonna bring more attention. It gives you more clout. All of the great things that can happen. This one I'm like kind of embarrassed to say, but like I'm gonna say it anyway because it's still a dream. I wanna be in an Owl Crate box. Like Owl Crate Jr. I know that that's a long shot. They mainly work with Big 5 publishers, but they did this year. I think they had a couple Scholastic books on their docket for the year. So that's really exciting. So maybe my publisher will like send them my book, and if they read it and they love it and they choose it, like wouldn't that be wild? I mean, first off, that's like tens of thousands of copies sold right there, right off the bat. So that's amazing for, you know, your career as an author. It gets you into the hands of so many more children, which is another dream. I want proof. I don't know how this would manifest, but I want proof that a child has read my book. Like if that means that a child came up to me and was like, I love this, or if they wrote me a letter, I don't know. That's why I do this, right? And also back to the Owl Crate thing, like they just have so many fun goodies in that box and I just want a box. My next dream is that I would like to be invited to speak at a conference. I mean, it'd be really cool to speak at like Y'all Fest. I've always wanted to go there. I've heard it's beautiful down there and it's like a nice and chill book event. Mainly I want to go so I can just like fangirl over the other authors that are there that I really like want to meet and get my book signed by. But it'd be cool if someone was like, hey, you want to be on a panel? And I'd be like, sure. But I also really love going to BookNet Fest. I've been asked to speak there twice, once virtually and then once in person. And I really like the chill, creator focused like vibe that they have there. And hopefully next year, I feel like I've said this the past like 2 years, but hopefully the conference will be open again and we can all go down to Florida and meet up and talk about books and go to Disney World. It'll be great. It'll be great. Depending on how the Panera Bread goes, I will be down there next year, regardless if I'm speaking or not. And my last dream is that for The Glass Witch, I would like to get a fancy blurb from a fancy author who loved my book. I don't know who that would be by, but it would be really cool if it was by an author that I really loved and really admired. The wild thing is about blurbs, like, I don't know, I could be blurbed by anyone and I would just be like, you liked it? Thank you. The fact that anyone read and enjoyed my book is just like so flattering. It doesn't matter who it is. But I mean, for me, it doesn't matter who it is. But you know, like for my career, it would be nice if it was like a big flashy name or something. So those are my goals and my dreams for 2022. Let me know down in the comments at least one goal and one dream you guys want to achieve next year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.